NASCAR season preview and predictions. My name is Dan, and this is my son, Nick. He is away at college, and so we thought this would be a fun way for us to enjoy the NASCAR season together. I'm a NASCAR fan from a young age, and then kind of back and forth for a while. I had been away from NASCAR for many years, but then Nick, tell us how you came to be a NASCAR fan.
It was the Daytona 500 in 2020, I think. I was just scrolling through the channels and I came across it. It got rain delayed halfway through, but back then I thought Stenhouse was the best because he led probably 100 laps. So
good old Stenhouse. And so then the pandemic hit and everything was shut down for a little while, but NASCAR was one of the first sports that came back. And because Nick had expressed an interest in it, then I figured I'd jump back in as well. And actually our whole family has gotten into NASCAR, and we've enjoyed watching the races. We've enjoyed doing some family picks. And so what we're going to do here is just a version of that. So we're looking forward to this new season. We thought we'd go through some of the drivers in new situations, and then make some predictions for the season. And then we can end this one up by talking a little bit about the clash at the Coliseum. We're recording this on Saturday the 5th. And of course, the clash at the Coliseum is tomorrow. Nick, we've got some rookie drivers that are going to be coming in this season. We've got Harrison Burton, and he's going to be in the 21 car, which is DiBenedetto's old car. What do you think about Harrison Burton this season?
Harrison Burton, I was watching him in Xfinity. He's a good driver. I don't think he won that many, but I would say he's a solid driver. So he's one to watch for.
And so he's driving for the Wood brothers, and they're a team that's closely associated with Penske as well. And speaking of Penske, we've got Austin Cindric. He's made some appearances before, but this is going to be his first full-time season. I know you like Cindric.
I do like Cindric. While his Cup Series appearances weren't the best last season, he would start well, but his car would usually die off or he'd wreck or something. I do think Cindric is a big contender for this season.
And he's going to be in the 2 car, which is Brad Keselowski's old car. All right. Now, this guy, another rookie that's coming in full-time is Todd Gilliland. Do you know him at all?
I've seen him, and I think just Xfinity, maybe truck, but I don't know as much about him.
Okay. But he's going to be in the 38 car, which is Anthony Alfredo's old ride. So he will be a teammate to Michael McDowell for Front Row Motorsports. Now we've got several drivers that are either on a new team or they've got a new situation going on. Kurt Busch has joined the 23XI. So Kurt Busch will be teammates with Bubba Wallace. He's going to be in the number 45 car, and this will be a new ride.
I think it's over for Kurt Busch. Past
really?
his prime, I think it's done. He's on the downward.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this new team. Kurt Busch's old teammate, Ross Chastain, is now part of Trackhouse Racing. So Ross Chastain is going to be driving the 1 car, which was Kurt Busch's old car. And now his team, his old team, Ganassi, has been bought by Trackhouse. So Ross Chastain will be teammates with Daniel Suarez.
I do like that because Chastain in the last season would perform better on the higher horsepower cars. And now with the next gen cars, I think Chastain could be a winner.
And then we come to Petty GMS. Of course, Eric Jones was the lone member of this team last year. GMS bought Petty, and so they're a combination now. So we'll have Eric Jones in the 43, and then they have also added Ty Dillon, who is Austin Dillon's brother, and he's going to be in the 42 car. This will be a new ride for them. I kind of like Eric Jones. You know, I've always liked Eric Jones. And Ty Dillon, so they'll be together. Here's a big one, Brad Keselowski. He's going to be driving the 6 car. So Brad is now part owner of Roush Fenway. I guess it's called RFK now. Brad has an ownership role, and he's going to be in Ryan Newman's old car. What do you think about Brad's chances?
I would not count Brad Keselowski out. I think Brad still has chances.
Then we've got some other interesting things happening here. These are not going to be full-time guys, but we've got the money team, Nick.
Oh, the money team.
The money team. Kaz Grala will be driving a limited schedule for Floyd Mayweather's new team. It'll be interesting to see if they make the races that they want to make and what happens there. Ryan Preece no longer has his full-time ride, but he's going to be a reserve driver for Stuart Haas, and he will have some other opportunities. Some drivers that we're going to miss this year. Right at the top of that list, good old Matt DiBenedetto.
I was hoping he would win one at the very end, but unfortunately not.
Yes, that unfortunately might be his legacy, is that he came close. He had a lot of fans, still does, but he's going to be full-time in the truck series. So I wish
It'll be
him
good
a
to
lot
watch
of
him.
success with that. Ryan Newman is gone. He said that he was going to do some short track racing, but I haven't heard any additional plans of what Ryan Newman is doing. Anthony Alfredo, who never really got going in the Cup Series, he's going to be full-time in Xfinity. And then Quinn Houff, who was, a field filler, his team shut down, and so I don't know that there's any news of what he's doing. Let's make some predictions for the season. This is what we like to do. Nick and I have gotten pretty good at making picks. I'm gonna go ahead and toot our own horn even right now before the season, and we'll see if we can live up to the hype. Nick, why don't you give me some sleepers for 2022? Who do you think is going to be better than expected?
Sleeper picks. Reddick is near the top of that list. Reddick, I would say definitely. There's expectations, but I think he's going to beat those. I think he can pull out a win or two this season.
Okay. I'm going to throw out Daniel Suarez. I think with the second year of his team, I think he's shown some potential.
As I was saying earlier, Ross Chastain, he's always been up there. So I think he can also secure a win this season.
Ross Chastain strikes me as one of these guys that he could start winning some races and he could also crash out of some races.
Yeah. It all depends. Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you about this guy. He's not going to run the full schedule, but he is going to be in there a few times. What do you think about AJ Allmendinger?
You saw him get that win last season. AJ Allmendinger, he can win again. And it's a part-time, or is it just select few races?
Yeah, so he's going to be driving for the team, the colleague team, that Justin Haley is the full-time driver, but they're going to field a second car. And so Allmendinger will be in that a good bit. Let me ask you this. Can Allmendinger win a race that is not a road course?
I wouldn't say that. I was going to say it'd have to be a road course or short track.
Okay.
Where I'd be picking him.
Okay. And then I've got to add, as a sleeper, I've got to add Eric Jones. He is a very talented driver. And, we've got the next gen car, so that's supposed to level the playing field a little bit. He's a very talented driver, and he's just had inferior equipment. So I like Eric Jones as a sleeper. Nick, how about some potential busts for the season? Who is going to be worse than expected?
Busts. Top of the list, Logano.
Oh my goodness.
In my eyes, last season, he was falling apart, and I don't see myself picking Logano to win any races.
See, I'm going to disagree with you there, because now that Keselowski is gone, Penske is all about Logano. And I think he's not going to feel like he's overshadowed by anyone. I can see Logano. I'm not calling him a championship guy, but I think he'll have a good season. Now, let me throw one out there that I think is a potential bust. And I'm not very happy about it, but I kind of feel like this is what it's going to be. Martin Truex Jr.
I can agree with that.
He started last season really good, and then he tailed off. He did seem to have a lot of bad luck. But I just have this feeling that it's going to be a bust for him.
I feel that way too with him. And you're not gonna like this one, but Kyle Busch, downward spiral. I think he's reached his peak, and it's just all downhill from here. He might win one or two, but I don't think he's gonna have the season that he had last.
I don't know. I could agree with you there, but I also feel like this could be a bounce back for Kyle Busch. And I like Kyle Busch. I hope it is a bounce back for him.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got another bust for you, and this is going to go against what you said earlier, Brad Keselowski.
Brad Keselowski.
He brings a lot of experience to this Roush Fenway RFK team, but I just don't see it happening for him.
Okay.
So one of us are going to be proved wrong on a few of these, right, Nick?
It'll be good to see what happens.
This is going to be Almirola's last season before he retires, Eric Almirola. I wouldn't call him a bust, but I don't know that he's going to see a lot of success this year.
I don't think so. I'd like to see him win one, but I don't think it'll happen.
It was nice to see him win a race last season and get into the playoffs. Is there anyone you think is going to make a leap in 2022, meaning that they're going to be significantly better than they were last year?
Major leap, nothing really major. Like I said, Chastain, he was up there, but he never won. I feel like Chastain could win, and I feel like Reddick could win. So those are my two, not major leaps, but those are my two picks.
I agree with you on both of those. I think Reddick and Chastain both have a lot of potential, and I think they could really break out. Let me give you two that I had in mind. I think William Byron is going to make a leap, and he was good last year. I think he's going to be even better this year. And then here's one I feel very strongly about, and I'll be surprised if you don't agree with me. Christopher Bell.
No, I agree. I agree with you.
Okay. I can see Christopher Bell contending for the championship, possibly.
I won't go that far, but
let's make our picks for the championship 4 drivers.
Okay.
I'll let you go first, or you want to go one at a time?
Well, let's go one at a time.
Okay, so give me your first, and this will be in no particular order because I am going to ask you at the end for your champion.
Okay, so Kyle Larson. We haven't said him yet, but Kyle Larson, he'll be there.
Okay, I agree with you. He is also a pick for my championship 4. Do you think he can win more or less than 10 races this year?
Less than 10, I think. I think it'll be more balanced. He'll still be a great driver, but I don't think he'll be winning as many.
Well, I think his skill is undeniable, and he was on just the right team last year. Yeah. I don't see anything slowing him down. All right, who's your next pick?
William Byron.
I agree. I'm putting William Byron in the championship 4. So that's 2 Hendrick drivers so far. Who you got next?
I'm going to put Brad Keselowski in there.
Oh my goodness.
I'm giving it to Brad. Watch Brad this season. Watch Brad this season.
Okay. If he does it, I'm going to enjoy watching that. But
he's the one to watch.
Okay. So then, since I disagree with that one, I'm going to give you the one I know you're going to disagree with. I'm putting Joey Logano in the championship 4. Penske driver. I think he's going to do it.
Okay.
All right. So who's your 4th and final?
My 4th pick, Ross Chastain.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm putting a lot of faith in him this season. Next gen car. He's got the skill. He's got the speed. I think he can make it.
Okay. Well, I would like to see that. I think maybe he's still a year away, but I would like to see him do well. For my 4th pick in the championship 4, I've got Denny Hamlin.
Okay. I was wondering.
Tried and true. He's always there, but he never seems to win when he needs it the most. So I'm kind of seeing a repeat of that for this year.
Right. And neither of us picked Elliott. Are you not feeling Elliott?
No, I did not have Elliott in my championship 4, and you didn't either. So that's not going to be very popular.
He can make it. I don't feel the championship 4. He'll be a good driver, but I don't see him going that far this season, especially.
Well, I thought I decided I was going to put 2 Hendrick drivers in there, and I didn't want to put 3. And I really think
Yeah.
William Byron's going to break out this season.
I agree.
Okay, so then of your 4, who do you pick for the title?
I'm picking Larson again.
All right.
I'm putting
Well,
Larson for the title. He knows how to close it out and win those big races. So I'm feeling a repeat.
yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you there. I'm going to pick Larson as well. He's probably the odds-on favorite.
Mhm.
But until we see him not dominate like he did last season, I don't see how we can pick
Yeah.
anybody else, right?
I agree.
Okay. Coming up tomorrow, we've got the clash at the Coliseum. This is going to be entertaining, I'm sure. I hope it is.
Yeah.
There's going to be 4 heat races where they're going to take the top 4 from each one. There's going to be 2 last chance races where they take the top 3 from each one. So that'll give you 22 drivers in the final race. Plus, they're going to add a 23rd driver, and that spot will go to whoever was the highest in points last season that has not already made the final race. And this is kind of like just guessing here, but it's a short track, the shortest track that I've seen them race on that I can remember, and it's new. And we got the new car too. So take a guess. How about give me a winner and give me a sleeper for the clash.
For the clash, I'm going to say Kyle Larson wins. He has been having the fastest times in the next gen cars. And like you said, unless we see someone step up and start taking him out, I don't see why he would go against Kyle Larson. But for a sleeper, I'd say keep your eye on Cindric at this race. It's his breakout moment, short track. I think you can watch Cindric.
I think it's going to be interesting to watch the qualifying and the practice, and especially those heat races, to get an idea of who's going to perform well. I don't think it necessarily, if you do well or poorly at this thing, I don't think that's necessarily going to bode for your whole season, because this is going to be so different. But for my winner, I'm going to pick Logano. And my reason for that is he seems to do well on these newfangled ideas. When they put Bristol as a dirt track, Logano won that race. So now they've built an asphalt track in a former Olympic stadium, a football stadium. I think Logano will adjust well to that. So he's my pick for the winner. And my sleeper, watch out for this guy. If he can make the final race, Eric Jones.
All right, Eric Jones, I figured.
Well, it'll be interesting. I'll keep up with you during the races tomorrow, and we'll see how this starts off. We'll be excited for Daytona in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for joining us. We hope to see you again soon.